Alright, I'm doing a video of one of my videos trying to explain what's going on. These are the ancient gates. I should probably not point on the screen. These are the ancient gates in the middle. So the event is we as an alliance have to attack the gates as many times as possible within 30 minutes. There's a definite timer on it, and do as much damage as we can. So there's a lot of rules that come along with that. Obviously, since it's 30 minutes, each march on the gates is a 5-minute march plus travel time. So the most you're going to get out of 30 minutes is 5 attacks per person. So you want the people closest to the gates to be running those rallies and those attacks. You want them to be as close to the gates as possible. That's going to give you the fastest travel time to and from. If you got somebody way in the back that's trying to run a gate raid, you're talking about a 2.5-minute march to and 2.5-minute march from the gates. So you're going to lose a whole march immediately. And you're going to lose the march for anybody that's with you. So as an alliance, we're going to pick people to run the rallies at the gates. And we're going to want people near the gates that have good rally capacity. So rally capacity is simply the level of your Hall of War. Your Hall of War tells us how many people can join you on a particular rally. If you're level 11, it's like 60,000. If you're level 25, it's like, 380,000. I don't know what the numbers are. You could find that, and I'll show you that in a second. No, I'm not going to show you. I think there's a chart for that. I'll see if I could find that while we're doing this. But anyway, the idea is to do as much damage as you can. Now the gates start with level 1, which almost anybody can do. It's going to be a little confusing, so I want to go over it real quick. And if you see here, the first thing you want to do is put on any damage buffs. Now you have 2 buffs. If you click on your castle, you get a buff. And if you hit your abilities, I don't know, over on the right here you can see abilities. Right. Let me go down a couple of lines. See right there you have abilities. One of your abilities gives you an attack buff, and if you need help with that, we can go over that in the game. But also, if you click on your castle itself, you'll be able to put on attack and defense buffs. Now you do not need defense buffs on this rally. All you need is attack for this. So you're going to put on your attack buffs, and maybe if you have extra march capabilities, that's one of your abilities that you have, or you could buy that. That's not that important. That's only a 10% for the ability. But 10% adds up when you get to the higher levels. Like I said, the first time you do an easy mode 1, and there are, I think, 5 or 6 different levels of each mode. It goes easy, normal, hard. I forget what the other 2 are. Crazy hard, and you got to be a nut. Most alliances, when you mature, you're on the highest level possible. For right now, we're going to do it with a couple of people running rallies as much as you can. Hopefully people with like 300,000 rally capacity. 280 to 350 is usually enough for a new alliance. Later on you want, bigger guns. You want a couple million per rally. Remember that each rally only holds 6 members. So no matter what your rally capacity is, you can only have 6 people join you. So because of that, you're going to have multiple people starting the rallies, usually 3 or 4 people, maybe 5. You kind of vary that depending on how many people are on and where your alliance is currently. But you're going to have people, we're going to name raid leaders. We'll say, hey, you, and you're going to start raids. And we may set the timing on them so they don't all start at once. I might say we'll start the first 2 right away, and then we'll do 1 a minute later or 1 a minute after that. For the first couple of times you do this, we're just going to start them all at once, and people are going to jump into whatever rally they have. Now, a couple of important things. You do not want to start a regular rally during this raid. If you do that, you'll be in trouble from me. Somebody else is running the alliance, maybe not. But that just takes away people from doing the Gates rallies. And it's confusing, and people are joining that thinking that they're going on a Gates rally. So just don't do it. I don't allow it in my alliances. If you're running another alliance, you shouldn't allow that either. Rallies on the Gates should be done, only rallies on the Gates. Nothing else. We want no spam in the alliance channel. We don't want people, doing crazy stuff. Keep chat open for what we're doing. So the trick is to make sure, like say we start 4 rallies at once, you want to make sure the 4th guy has at least 1 person with them, right? I don't care if 6 people are in the first rally and 6 people are in the second. I want each of those rallies to make sure at least 1 person is joining them, or else their troops are tied up, the rally is going to fail, and it's a waste of time and power. Generally, you want to join the first available rally. So you check first to make sure there's nobody that's in risk of not marching. Make sure everybody's got at least 1 person with them, and then you just join the earliest one. Because what will happen is, if you're a rally leader, you're limited to 5 rallies. You're going to do rally, rally, rally. As soon as your troops get back, you rally again. Everybody else, depending on your march time, you could join more than 5 rallies. You could join 6, 7, sometimes even 8 if you time it properly. You don't have to be in the same person. Say person A starts the first rally and you join them. Person B starts the next rally, but for whatever reason, B comes back before A does. His troops are a little faster, whatever reason. You're going to join not A every time. You're going to join whoever's at the top of the list. And if you hit the alliance button and you go into war, you'll see which rallies are upcoming, and you just join the earliest one you can. Do not start a rally unless you're told to do so. Very important. If you're back in the boondocks and you start a rally, I'm going to get mad at you. And I've kicked people out of the alliance for this. If they're far, far away and they join a rally, then I might kick you out if you're tying up too many troops that are going to hurt our chances of winning the Gates. Now, on a new alliance, I probably wouldn't do that. On an experienced alliance, yeah, I absolutely would. People know better at that point. So if somebody's doing that, something's wrong. Maybe not even absolutely. I'll get mad at you in any case. The other thing is, do not send, is it in here? Do not send artillery. I should put that in here. Do not send artillery, which some people say cannons, in a rally ever. This is a timed event. Time is important. Artillery will march at least 3 times slower than any other troop. So if you send artillery, you're not just tying up your march. Everybody on that rally is going to go 3 times slower because of you. Won't allow that. Rally leaders, you'll be instructed to boot people if you see they add cannons. Sometimes we miss that and I'll have to talk to people. But generally, you do not send artillery ever. And if you think you're going to do that by accident, before the event, take your artillery and send them all to the fort or send them all to camp somewhere. You'll see somebody's camped over here next to the gates. I take my artillery, if I'm going to hit equalize or something or whatever the reason is, I'm going to take my artillery, send them to the fort so I can't possibly use them during a rally. And other than that, usually if I'm the alliance leader, I'll open the gates, or whoever's running the event will open the gates and start the first march. They start the first march, then everybody else who's launching marches will do it in unison depending on their timing. And you just keep running until the gates are out of time. You'll see the gates have a timer on them. It starts at 30 minutes and works its way down. Usually, we'll ask a couple of people, at least one, maybe two, that when the gates timer runs down to 6 minutes, or depending on where you are, it's if you want it to be 5 minutes plus what your march time is. So generally I say 6 minutes. We want an extra rally or two, so all the people coming back from that first rally have something to go in for that last little kick at the end of the event. So say I get persons, let's see, say I'll look at the gate here. John Snow, Lemon, and I'm looking at the names next to the gates. Guy Crimson, and hi guys, I haven't seen you in a while. Combat, this is an old video. So say I have those four running a rally. So he'll run first, he'll run second. Depending on what your pattern is, you might say Guy runs a minute after Lemon runs his, and Combat runs a minute after that. And generally you can make exceptions to that too, where if Guy sees that the first two rallies are full, nobody else could join, he might start his earlier. So there's a lot of fluidity here. Just keep in mind, do as much damage as possible. So everybody's going to be running their rallies. They're going to go in order: John, Lemon, Guy, Combat, John, Lemon, Guy. I think that's Combat. I can't read that very well. Whom? I don't know, I have to put my glasses on. So that's, say this one starts at 30 minutes, right? So his second march will be at, say, 6 minutes later, 24 minutes. His third march will be 6 minutes later at 18 minutes. His fourth march will be at 6 minutes later, 12 minutes. And his last march will be at 6 minutes later, 6 minutes. Now that timing works great if his marches are a minute. Usually they're less if you're right next to the gate, so that timing will vary depending on his march speed from where he is to the gates. All right, so everybody else is doing that, but also you got a fifth person, like say Seabass, who you can see he's two away from the gates. Once the timer is at 6 minutes or less, well, generally 6 minutes, only then, like he'll try and time his rally so he's out at 6 minutes. He runs a fifth rally at 6 minutes. It's a little confusing. For most of you, all you got to remember is don't start a rally and join the first rally you can. Try and look to make sure nobody's going without a partner at least. For the rally leaders, we got to work on the timing, so I'm going to pick 5 people based on your rally capacity. And again, look to your whole war, see what level it is. It should be close to the level of your castle. If my castle is level 28, I expect my whole war to be level 28, or within a level of it. I know resources are scarce sometimes, but generally you don't level up your castle until you level up all your other buildings first, including the whole of war. So at 27, I should have leveled up my whole war to 27 as well before I leveled my castle up to 28. Not everybody does that. I'm not stupid, but you want it to be as close as possible. So if I want to look, I could just look at your castle and know about what rally capacity you have. So that's the basic rule. The other thing, this is a great picture of a good layout of an alliance. Just throw this in at the end here. See the way, like, I was alliance leader at the time, so I'm next to the gates and close to the fortress. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 8 castles directly surrounding the gates. So you might have half the people not on when we run the gate event. That means we'll have 4 people right next to the gates. And then you'll have how many people around them in the outer circle. I think of it as a dartboard. Ancient Gates is the center of the dart. The 50 points are the 8 castles around it. The next ring around it is the yellow, red, yellow, whatever. I'll have to get a dartboard going. But this is a nice alliance layout. I worked very hard for this one. Most new alliances are nowhere near this clean, and it's going to involve a move in your future. Don't worry about that. The first couple of times the gates are ridiculously easy. and you'll probably win on the first batch of marches, if not the first march. Alright, so hopefully this taught you something, and good luck out there. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I can't tell you that I have 20,000 people who have viewed my channel and 757 subscribers. It's crazy. Please like and well, you don't even have to like. Just subscribe, please, so you see whenever I release new content. I do have memberships available where all my battle replays. You can see if you're a member. My memberships I put at the lowest price point possible. It's 99 cents a month. So if you want to, you hit the join button, and that's about it. Good luck, and I put the join button, I put a link to the join button in all my descriptions now, so you should see it right there. Alright, good luck, have yourselves a great day, be good.